Great Call, a company that focuses on simple cell phones for a more elderly population, offers nurse services and other compliance reminders as part of their service offering as a cell phone provider. Here's a pill bottle that will remind you to take your pills. That's a pill bottle that actually has a little special top and a little night light. That night light, you go home, you plug it in wherever you keep your pills, and now your pill bottle blinks when it's time to take your pills. If you don't open it, it chirps. If you still don't open it, it'll make your phone call you and remind you. And as you're pouring the last few pills out and would like to and realize you need some more pills, the reorder button is under the cap. These are pills that are wireless. You take these pills, they dissolve in your stomach. Your stomach acid forms the battery acid. They form an electric signal. It's picked up on a Band-Aid, a smart Band-Aid worn outside of your body on your abdomen. It's wireless. It transmits to a gateway device that goes up to the net. Again, compliance. These are not so far-fetched. Novartis, one of the 5 largest pharmaceutical companies in the world, is a major investor in that company. This is an application for diabetics. WellDoc, AT&T just launched this application for all of its employees and dependents that are diabetic. This is about helping people manage their condition while on their phone. Here's an application that Sanofi Aventis just launched that's an iPhone accessory that's a blood glucose meter. Plugs into the bottom of your iPhone, has software on the phone to, again, help you manage your condition. Interesting enough, Sanofi has never been in the test strip business, which is how most the strip manufacturers make money. Why are they interested in this space? They're interested in it because they make drugs for diabetics. And they want to understand and interact with the population in a way that's useful for a pharmaceutical company that's trying to come up with the right pharmaceutical solutions for that population. Here's a diabetes solution that's wireless, that's worn on the body. Continuous glucose monitor. That's a radio in a disposable patch. This is commercial. This is worn here on the lower abdomen for 7 days. Puts out the information continuously via wireless to a reader that then allows the patient to monitor and manage their condition. Here's what blood pressure monitors in the hospitals look like today. Many of you will recognize them. You've seen them at one point or another. Here's what a blood pressure monitor and an entire ICU monitor looks like worn on your wrist. That's going to be launched later this year. That's 8 different physiological monitors on a wrist display, an OLED wrist display. If any of you go down to see LG or some of the other screen technologies, you'll see some very cool OLED screens. It's an OLED display. The nurses can see it on their own wrist monitor or on an iPad or on a PC screen. 8 different sensors, completely wearable. This is essentially an ICU monitoring system that can be completely worn on the body. The patient can be mobile throughout the hospital. So what's really happening here? We're getting numbers off people. We're getting the ability to give feedback in numbers. Numbers is just a starting point. Numbers have to be translated into action. But this is what we're having. We're helping people understand how to live by numbers. You'll have applications that give you scores in one way or another, maybe in the fitness arena, maybe in a healthcare arena around a particular chronic disease. You'll see those scores generated by sensors in things like your shoes, like the Nike Plus system. We're now seeing multiple sensors built around the fitness area. You may see them in your sleep, as we're seeing many, many more consumer applications that provide wireless connectivity to help people understand more about how to manage their sleep and sleep conditions. You may see them as part of your physical activity. Body Media just came out a couple of months ago with their first Bluetooth version. This is a product that's been sold for quite some time in 24-hour fitness and now recently Best Buy. And just last week made the announcement that they've teamed up with Sprint to create a cellular version. So you can see the trend. It went from a non-connected device to a Bluetooth connected device to a cellular connected device in a very short period of time to provide feedback. They also just recently announced a partnership with Jenny Craig. So there's an entire diet program built around with Jenny Craig with this product built into it. Obstetrics, many of you who have had kids will recognize the pictures here. This is modern obstetrics, handheld ultrasounds. Ultrasounds that will work ultimately with smartphones are on the way. Ultrasounds that reduce the cost from $50,000 machines down to $2,000 machines built around smartphones are well underway today. Being able to take your baby's ultrasound picture home with you before you get off the exam table. The ability to transmit from the physician's ultrasound machine and put that image on your phone is actually here today by a company called Great Connections. This is a very interesting application. This is a fertility application. This is an application that uses a sensor that's placed under the woman's arm and essentially suggests when you should go home and have fun. And, but the interesting thing is the clinical trials on this product show the same success rate as IVF. And the business model of this company has launched in the UK, which is sold as an over-the-counter product, says money-back guarantee. You comply with this wireless product. They know you're complying because it's wireless and connected. You comply with the regimen. You don't get pregnant. You get your money back. So, medicine of yesterday, medicine of today. That's what connectivity can begin to bring to us. So we like to say that connectivity matters, that the solutions really are about connecting those that care, caregivers, family members, etc., with those that need care, and using a variety of different sensors and devices on the side. There's also a very important business model that we're seeing that we call personal supply chain management. And that's the notion that you saw in that pill bottle. That was the notion of being able to order more product right at the time you know you need more product. So essentially having the order button, just like Amazon does on the Kindle. So you can order more product right at the moment in time you need more product. So I kind of like to say it's kind of like having the razor blade order button on the razor blade handle. But that applied to many medical devices is something you're going to see more of. We've already seen several devices, one more of which you'll see today here in just a moment, that takes advantage of the fact that allows the consumer to manage their resupply process right from the device they're using, right at the moment they realize they need some more. What does that mean? It means convenience, it means compliance, and it means cost savings. Those are all things that are very consumer driven. You see a lot of these products here are actually really targeting what the consumer wants, not what the healthcare professional wants. And that's really one of the major trends that we're seeing in the examples. This is our projections for wearable medical devices, mostly in the form of disposable patches, much like that Dexcom continuous glucose patch over the next 5 years. You can kind of think of them as the phone accessories of the future. Small disposable physiological patches you can put on your body. It might be the heart rate monitor if you're a runner. It might be the continuous glucose meter patch if you're a diabetic. But we're looking at 400 million devices annually within the next 5 years. This is all about making healthcare work for the individual, not for the healthcare system, not for the insurer, but for the individual, helping them manage themselves. And that's why my team refers to what we do as putting everybody on the net. So at this point, I'm going to call up some companies, and we're going to chat with some companies for a few moments and show you some of their products. So Rich, if you join me. I'm going to introduce Rich Lobovsky. Rich is from Lifecomm. Lifecomm is a company that is a joint venture between Qualcomm and Hughes Telematics. Rich, thank you for joining me.
Thanks, Don. Thanks for being excited to be here.
So, Rich, you've entered the something called the personal emergency response business, but you call it the MPERS business. What's that all about?
Well, we've taken the Qualcomm Internet of Everything module and we've inserted it and embedded it into the device. So it's now a mobile personal emergency response service. So enables mobility, which is a huge differentiator from the current products in the market today, most of which are landline based. And then with integrated GPS in the device, we can locate the individual wherever they are.
So I've got some pictures up here of some of your devices. Why don't you kind of walk through the different use cases of what you have?